All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning, I'm Anuja Kumar. The headlines. Rajya Sabha passes Protection of Children from Sexual Offences Amendment Bill 2019 with provision of death penalty. Union Cabinet approves merger of National Institute of Miners Health with National Institute of Occupational Health. Asian Development Bank sanctions about 2,000 crore rupees for power projects in Tripura. Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan admits 40 different terrorist groups operating in the country. In UK, Indian origin Priti Patel appointed as Home Secretary. And in Japan Badminton Open, V Sindhu and H Prannoy to play their second round matches in Tokyo today. The Protection of Children from Sexual Offences Amendment Bill 2019 has been passed by Rajya Sabha. The bill seeks to enhance punishment, including a provision for death penalty for committing sexual crimes against children. Replying to the debate on the bill, Women and Child Development Minister Priti Patel said that government has sanctioned 1,023 fast-track courts for speedy dispensation of pending cases under POCSO and sexual assault. 18 states have given their consent to set up the fast-track courts, which will be established within a span of 2 years. The minister also said a national database of sexual offenders has also been launched by the Home Ministry last year and contains a data of 6,20,000 sexual offenders in the country. Our correspondent has filed this report.
In order to curb child pornography, the bill provides that those who use a child for pornographic purposes should be punished with imprisonment up to 5 years and a fine. However, in the event of second or subsequent conviction, the punishment would be up to 7 years and a fine. According to the amendment bill, those committing penetrative sexual assaults on a child below 16 years of age would be punished with imprisonment up to 20 years, which might extend to life imprisonment as well as fine. In case of aggravated penetrative sexual assault, the bill increases the minimum punishment from 10 years to 20 years and the maximum punishment to death penalty. Suparna Sekia, AIR News, Delhi.
The BJP has issued a 3-line whip asking all its MPs to be present in the Lok Sabha today as it plans to move for passing the Triple Talaq Bill. The bill was introduced in the lower house last month during the ongoing budget session. The NDA government is aiming to pass several important bills in the ongoing session of the parliament. The party has also issued a 3-line whip to its Rajya Sabha MPs and asked the members to be present in the house. The Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code Amendment Bill is listed to be taken up for consideration and passing today. The Union Cabinet has approved the merger of National Institute of Miners Health with ICMR National Institute of Occupational Health. Briefing reporters after the cabinet meeting in New Delhi, Information and Broadcasting Minister Prakash Javadekar said this will be beneficial for both institutes in terms of enhanced expertise in the field of occupational health, besides efficient management of public money.
In this, coming together will be beneficial to both the institutes as it will create synergies in infrastructure, facilities, expertise and research. And therefore, this is yet another example of good governance where our motto is more governance and less government.
The Cabinet also approved sale of 481.79 acres of land held by Fertilizers and Chemicals Travancore Limited, FACT, to the Government of Kerala and utilization of the sale proceeds by FACT. Mr. Javadekar said the decision will help the company in reducing bank borrowings, implementing projects for enhancing fertilizers production capacity, upgrading logistics and raw materials. The Pune police has claimed before the Bombay High Court that activist Gautam Navlakha and the Naxal groups he is associated with were in touch with Hizbul Mujahideen and Kashmiri separatist leaders. Pune Police Counsel Aruna Pai said some of the documents recovered from the laptops of the co-accused Rona Wilson and Surendra Gadling showed that Navlakha and various Naxal groups conducted bilateral talks with Hizbul Mujahideen terrorists. Navlakha has been booked under the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act and other offences. He moved the court seeking quashing of the FIR against him. Meanwhile, a division bench of Justices Ranjit More and Bharti Dangre has extended protection from arrest granted to Navlakha till further orders. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will share his thoughts with the people in the country and abroad in his Mann Ki Baat program on All India Radio this Sunday at 11 a.m. Mr. Modi has invited people to share their ideas. They can share their views in MyGov Open Forum or dial the toll-free number 1800-11-7800 to record message for the Prime Minister in either Hindi or English. Our correspondent reports the Prime Minister in the last few episodes of the program talked about Ayushman Bharat initiative and said that over 10 crore vulnerable and poor families will benefit under the scheme.
2018 में विश्व की सबसे बड़ी स्वास्थ्य बीमा योजना आयुष्मान भारत की शुरुआत हुई। विश्व की गणमान्य संस्थाओं ने माना है कि भारत रिकॉर्ड गति के साथ देश को गरीबी से मुक्ति दिला रहा है। देशवासियों के अडिग संकल्प से स्वच्छता कवरेज बढ़कर के 95% को पार करने की दिशा में आगे बढ़ रहा है।
Talking to AIR News, Ayushman Bharat CEO Indu Bhushan said 33 lakh people have benefited from the scheme so far. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates, follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alerts. The Asian Development Bank ADB has sanctioned 1,925 crore rupees project for upgradation of power generation and distribution in Tripura. Deputy Chief Minister and Power Minister Jishnu Dev Verma told reporters in Agartala that the amount was recently sanctioned to the Tripura State Electricity Corporation Limited after the state government had sought the ADB's assistance. Mr. Verma said that the project has been sanctioned for upgrading the capacity of 63 megawatt Rokia project to 120 megawatt at an estimated cost of over 699 crores and modernizing Gomati hydroelectric project at an estimated cost of nearly 1,225 crore rupees. Rokia project is located at West Tripura district, whereas Gomati project is in Gomati district. The Maharashtra government yesterday announced that it would double the minimum wages of workers employed in shops and establishments across the state. A notification to this effect was issued yesterday. The revision of wages has come after 9 years. More from our Mumbai correspondent.
Maharashtra Labour Minister Sanjay Kute informed that the decision will benefit nearly 1 crore workers employed in 10 lakh shops and establishments in the state. The hike is applicable for workers in municipal council areas as well as workers from other areas too. The decision came into effect from yesterday. City Jain, AR News, Mumbai.
The Bihar government has issued a flood alert in view of heavy rains in catchment areas of Nepal. The flood situation has further deteriorated following increasing of water level of Bagmati, Kamla Balan, Budi Gandak and Adhwara group of rivers. Surging water of rivers have inundated fresh areas of Darbhanga, Sitamarhi and Muzaffarpur. Education institutions of Darbhanga have been closed till further order, while all educational institutions in Sitamarhi will be closed till 27th of this month in view of the devastating floods. Meanwhile, the India Meteorological Department IMD has warned of heavy rainfall at isolated places over northern parts of the country, including Punjab, Haryana, Chandigarh, Delhi and western Uttar Pradesh from today. Kargil Vijay Divas is a day for remembering our great sons of Indian Army and Indian forces who fought bravely, giving befitting reply to Pakistan. In 1999 Kargil War, a large number of army men from Bihar took part in operations against the enemy. A report.
Those who were posted on war front in Kargil still recall the indomitable valor, bravery of Jawans of Indian Army. Talking to AIR, an ex-army man and resident of Bhojpur district, Suresh Singh told that during wartime their enthusiasm was very high with their artillery guns.
1999 में
Our unit was posted at Kargil in 1999 and during the war we fought a fierce battle and gave a befitting reply to the Pakistan Army with our Bofors guns. I am an eyewitness how our Jawans fought the battle under very unfavorable conditions. But when an army man put a red strip on his head, then he never bothers about anything except victory and security of the motherland.
Several programs are being organized in the state remembering sacrifice of our brave soldiers of Kargil War. Dharmendra Kumar Rai, AIR News, Patna.
The Madras High Court has held that while commuting a death sentence to life term, the President has the powers to put the condition that the convicts should be in jail till the end of their lives. The death sentence of 3 convicts in a murder case in Tirunelveli, Tamil Nadu, has been commuted to life by the President after considering their mercy plea on condition that they should spend the rest of their lives in prison. The 3 approached the High Court claiming that while commuting death sentence, putting conditions is contrary to the law. Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan has admitted that about 30,000 to 40,000 armed people who have been trained and fought in some part of Afghanistan or Kashmir were in Pakistan. Mr. Khan said this during his appearance at the U.S. Institute of Peace, a U.S. Congress-funded think tank. Mr. Khan, who is on a 3-day official visit to the U.S., also admitted to American lawmakers that successive governments in Pakistan did not tell the truth to Washington, in particular, in the last 15 years, that there were 40 different militant groups operating in his country. India and Afghanistan charged Pakistan of providing safe haven to the Afghan Taliban, the Haqqani Network, Jaish-e-Mohammed, Lashkar-e-Taiba and other militant groups which carry out attacks in the 2 countries. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson has appointed Indian origin Priti Patel as the country's Home Secretary. The Prime Minister named former Home Secretary Sajid Javid to take over from Philip Hammond as the Finance Minister or Chancellor. Mr. Johnson has also named Brexit hardliner Dominic Raab as the country's Foreign Minister. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has congratulated Boris Johnson on assuming office as the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. In a tweet, Mr. Modi wished him success. The Prime Minister said he looks forward to working with Mr. Johnson to further strengthen India-UK partnership in all spheres. Conservative leader Boris Johnson yesterday officially took over the charge as the British Prime Minister after Theresa May handed over her resignation to the Queen. U.S. regulators today formalized a record $5 billion fine on Facebook for violation of users' privacy in the Cambridge Analytica data scandal involving 87 million users. The Federal Trade Commission, FTC, said the penalty was the largest ever imposed on any company for violating consumers' privacy and one of the largest penalties ever assessed by the U.S. government for any violation. In Japan Badminton Open, ace Indian shuttlers V Sindhu and H Prannoy will play today their second round matches in Tokyo. Sindhu will take on Aya Ohori of Japan in women's singles, while Prannoy will play against Rasmus Jemke of Denmark in men's singles. The unseeded Sai Praneeth will also play the second round match today against Kanta Tsuneyama of Japan. And now for an overview of today's newspapers, it's over to Lalima Aneja Dang.
Thank you, Anuja. The Karnataka BJP state chief awaiting Delhi's go-ahead on staking claim to form a government and Lok Sabha clearing anti-terror bill amid walkout by opposition make for front-page headlines in all the dailies today. The Indian Express headline quotes Pak Prime Minister admitting our previous governments lied, Kashmir militants still in Pak. The Asian Age reports Super 30s Anand to give IIT coaching to government school kids in the capital. States like Centre can now use Aadhaar for welfare schemes is a headline in the Hindu business line. Delhi government all set to approve free travel for women on DTC buses, 6 mentioned in Times of India. And finally, India moves up 5 places to 52 on Global Innovation Index, reports the Economic Times. And with that, it's back to you, Anuja.
Thank you, Lalima. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Rajya Sabha passes Protection of Children from Sexual Offences Amendment Bill 2019 with provision of death penalty. Union Cabinet approves merger of National Institute of Miners Health with National Institute of Occupational Health. Asian Development Bank sanctions about 2,000 crore rupees for power projects in Tripura. Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan admits 40 different terrorist groups operating in the country. In UK, Indian origin Priti Patel appointed as Home Secretary, and in Japan Badminton Open, V Sindhu and H Prannoy to play their second round matches in Tokyo today. And with that we end the morning news. Have a nice day.